Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's your past, your present, your future of your love life. Now the past is not about the past of your current connection or your recent past. It's something in your past that has something to do with your love life at the moment. So it could be long ago past kind of stuff, and it probably is. And so the past, what is an important part of your past that has something to do with what's going on in your love life right now or what's not going on in your love life right now. Then I'll go into the present, so what's going on in your love life right now, not just the face of it, but the stuff that's behind that. And then if you find that that is your story, it could be a story, you might want to get the future part of it, which is going to be in a deeper dive. And so toward the end of all of these readings, if you want that deeper dive for the future part, for what's coming in, then I'll be popping a link for it up there toward the end of these readings. And there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments box below as well. And that's where you can also find your timestamps as well to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Now this is a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it is good to go. So which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? Would you like the flower? Or the shell? Take your pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well. And leave me a comment while you're watching. It really helps my YouTube channel out when you do that kind of stuff. So enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. If you chose the crystal, and this one's for you. Crystals, let's find out about your past, your present, and your future of your love life. Now the past part is about something in your past, not necessarily the past of your current connection, but it's something in your past that has something to do with what's going on in your love life right now. This could be a long ago kind of a thing. Present is also about not just what's going on in your life right now. It is the deeper stuff behind all of that, and there's going to be a deeper dive that goes with this crystal, so that is the future part of it. So if you find that the past and the present part is your story, it could be your story, you might want to get the future part up and find out what's coming up for you. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. Spider or something on me, tickling me. Okay, so let's get some general cards out first. What is this reading all about? We've got the Transcendence card. You got the Transcendence card out. So it's about you getting over something, transcending something, perhaps an issue that's been going on in your life for a while, in your relationships for a while. You're overcoming something that's been like an overriding issue, perhaps isn't the word for it, pattern in your life. Threshold. You're on the verge of change here. So if this has been a repeating pattern in your life, and you might just be like over it, like I've done so much healing on this, Claire, like I can't even believe that I've still got this issue, but it keeps on coming up. If you're feeling like that, then you might just be on the threshold of actually releasing it. It could be about your empathy, and it's about you being grounded as well. Interesting that the empathy card came out. So your empathy could be working against you at the moment. We'll see. Something to do with that. Let's get some tarot out and see. So tell us about something in Crystal's past that has some relevance with their love life right now. Something in Crystal's past. Knight of Wands. Player kind of an energy. Someone coming in for a very surface level kind of a relationship. Now you might not have been surface level with them. They might have all been lost and didn't want anything serious with you, but you took it very seriously. What else? Two of Wands. Decision needed to be made. You had two options here. The Two of Wands. I believe it was someone that was giving you the choice kind of thing, but they weren't giving you the choices that you wanted. So this could have been, yeah, some kind of a player energy, and they said, well, you can either put up with things as I want them in the relationship in the way that I want it, or not, like, or I'll leave you. And so you might have gone along with what they wanted instead of it being about two people in relationship both getting their needs met instead of just one person getting their needs met. I think you had someone very selfish here. So Knight of Wands, tell us. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So what happened? Did you cling to this person? You really wanted them. You were hopeful. You were hopeful. I think perhaps this is where your empathy went against you. You were hopeful that this could work out. Perhaps you thought you could take this player and make them into something serious, and I don't think we can do that. I think whoever's been a player knows exactly what they're doing. They don't change. So there's a retreat. from that. And so you were hopeful, but you kind of retreated your energy. Yeah, I don't think you were going to win with this past person. It doesn't feel that way to me. But you were still hopeful. Maybe you thought they were going to come back, change the ways kind of thing, decide not to be a player, decide that they actually wanted you, or I don't think it was about wanting you or not. I think it was about wanting a relationship or not. 2 wands, but they gave you an option, but the options weren't the ones you wanted. 4 of voices, yeah. So again, that kind of retreat of having to heal yourself. The options weren't what you wanted, so you either had to quit on them completely. That would have been the right option to take. I mean, if someone is not offering you what you want in relationship, then you have to cut and run, really. And so, yeah, well, nothing at all then. If I'm not getting my needs met, then nothing at all then. But sometimes we don't want that. Sometimes I don't know, maybe you got involved with this person, slept with them too soon, got emotionally attached to them as a result, and you didn't feel like you could do that. So you needed to heal from this. The options that you were given by this person, it was just like neither of them were what you wanted at all. So, and it was hard to be given that, you know, someone that is just very adamant about what they want. So all you can do is walk away. There's healing energy behind that. So it was hard for you to get over this person. Yeah, it feels to me like you got really involved with someone way too soon when they were a player, and instead of knowing up front that they were a player, that they didn't want anything deep, you kind of went for it anyway. And that could be how your empathy was working against you, that you gave this person a chance thinking that they should want something different. They might want something different if I just, you know, get deeper into it or give more to it. That's not how it works. Some people just don't want it, and you don't have to want a relationship. You don't have to want a relationship at all. You might want to be single, or you might want to be single and be playing. You just might. There's a lot of people that don't want to have like permanent relationships, and that's an option, you know. So it's not true that people should want to have a long-lasting permanent relationship. It's very much an option, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of things going against that, like why you wouldn't want to have that. So people are perfectly within the rights not to want that, right? And if someone has actually making a definitive decision to be this player kind of an energy, you know, just to have like surface level relationships, just casual relationships, then that's a definite choice. And we should believe them in that choice, that's exactly what they want. But here you are thinking that they're your beloved, that we may be physically apart, spiritually we always united. Oh, you still felt connected with this person. You might still feel connected with this person. Or you still felt connected with them for a long time. You always felt they were going to come back. You felt that connection with them. Oh, yikes. Not good. I mean, it's not good to feel a connection with someone like that. Nothing like them. From what I'm picking up on your energy, you wanted a permanent relationship. Something much more. So that is a very fundamental difference, what you want in relationships. It doesn't feel like you're like this person at all. Did I get it? Thing that's been crawling on me. It's because I went to get this flower, and I had to go bush. I had to fully go bush to get it. So now I've got bugs on me. I had to get in there because all the flowers had gone from like the roadside of it, so I had to go bush. Anyway, you were working through those feelings. It took you a lot to work through these feelings. So you had a lot of feeling for this person, felt a connection with them, very invested in it when they weren't invested at all, is what it feels like. Well, they invested a little bit, like they'd sleep with you, and it feels like that's about it, really. Yeah, it could have just been that as well. They might not have even taken you on a date or anything. Just sleeping with you. Okay, what else? Friendship. So it was more like a friendship. Was it? Perhaps you tried to stay friends with them even though you felt still connected with them. What else? Communication. Communication about other things could have been good. Communication about relationships wasn't good. So you could keep things on surface level and have a great time with each other and communicate a lot, and you felt a connection. But as soon as you started talking about the relationship, so it was more like a friendship. Okay. In that way, in the communication department. What else? Delight. You felt very happy around them. So yeah, like a friendship, like a good friendship. You might have really liked this person's company. Very playful. Yeah. Yeah, I can feel the draw. I get it now. I get it. So you're friends with someone who are a player. You're sleeping together as well, but that's as far as the romantic connection went. You couldn't really talk to them on a deep emotional level, but you felt very connected to them because the fun that you were having. So that lightness, it's a friendship gone wrong. This is a friendship that has gone incorrectly into the romantic, but it was not really right. You couldn't call it romance. Just sleeping with each other. Yeah. Simple acts of kindness, but the love that they did give you as a friend, you got confused with. This is a friend. This is a friend who slept with you. This is a friend who slept with you, and you didn't get that. You didn't understand that. So perhaps you were lacking in love, running on a love deficit, and so when they were offering you the friendship energy, you were taking that as more romantic kind of stuff. Not that I'm getting crumbs. I'm not getting crumbs. I'm getting that this is a solid friendship. So you could have been spending time together as friends and all of that, but then there's this sleeping with a component which led you to believe that the other stuff was romantic when it wasn't romantic, it was friendship. So all in all, this was kind of a good relationship for you, but you shouldn't have slept with each other. That's where it messed it up for you. But you held out hope for this person and then felt connected with them, perhaps still now, or for a very long time afterward. Okay, so that's got something to do with your love life right now. Oh, what's going on for crystals right now? So we've got the Queen of Wands energy. So this is you being very attractive. It is you kind of being in charge of things, of getting what you want in life. This could be a single kind of an energy, go-getter kind of an energy. So life could be going real good for you at the moment, but you're waiting for something. Right. Now, what you've got going on right now might be similar to the past. It's got something to do with the past. So you, in the waiting energy, you were waiting for this person, hopeful that there was going to be a change. Are you still in this energy, hopeful that they're going to change, or it could be someone else now? Do you get in that energy a lot where you are waiting for someone to change? So thinking that this will change, that's not truly what they want, that this is going to change, you know? Instead of realizing, taking people on face value and realizing, well, people make their own decisions, but they do have clarity. It's not just taking them ages to figure out the clarity that's in line with my clarity. They know what they want and they're acting on it or not acting on it based on that decision. They're not unclear. They've got clarity and they're already giving me feedback. So I feel like you could get yourself into this situation a lot, waiting for someone to change when they're not going to. Queen of Wands. Anyway, let's find out why the Queen of Wands is here. So you've got plans, 3 materials. You know what it is that you want. You know exactly what it is that you want. So you're like, okay, Queen of Wands. I've sorted my life out. I've got the things that I want in my life. I don't have the relationship yet, but I do not know exactly what I want in a relationship. I've got my eye on this person and they seem to be exactly what I want in a relationship, but they don't seem to have realized that yet. Or there's that one thing that's different about them. When they've changed that thing and they come toward me, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm sure that they're going to change. I'm kind of planning on this, that they're going to change this thing. And so I'm waiting for that change to happen because I think it's happening. What's behind this? So, right, I need to go again. Tell me what's behind that reunion of souls. Yeah, so you're pretty sure that they're going to come to you because they seem to be a close match to what it is that you want. Now, not a perfect match to what it is that you want. They're not a perfect match to what it is that you want. Otherwise, they'd be here right now. They'd already make that decision. They're not making that decision because they've made another decision. Temperance. So here you are waiting. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Because you think they're going to wake up to it. 10 of emotions that you're the happily ever after. You think they're going to wake up to that. Perhaps it's better if you take people on face value and give them the trust in them enough to know that they know their own mind. They know what it is that they want. If they wanted you, they would have taken action on that. Perhaps that's what this is saying, this reading, but we'll see. There's divine timing and there's honoring your energy. Okay. So you think it's just a matter of time because you know that they've got feelings for you, that they are honoring your energy. They seem to have a lot of love and respect for you. As I said, you know what it is that you want as the Queen of Wands. You know, like the Three of Materials is about planning. It's like, I know exactly what kind of relationship that I want. And this person is just so many of these things and they love and respect me. So it's just a matter of time that they come toward me. You seem pretty sure of that in these energies. Let's find out more. What's going on in the present? I mean, it didn't work for you in the past. Is it going to work for you now? And you might be saying, yeah, but Claire, that's a totally different situation. This one's not a player. This is different, but it might not be that different. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads. I think you need to unlock yourself and go with the flow here. Let it shift, let it flow. Don't get stuck on this one person. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Perhaps you're not in agreement. Perhaps you don't want the same things as this person. Find out more. Go for it. When you're in that Aries energy of wanting this, going for it, Queen of Wands, you're like, yes, I want this. I want this one. This one, thank you, universe. This is the one that I've chosen. This is the one I've decided on. So you seem pretty clear about this one. But then there's the Temperance energy. So what is that about? You have memories with this person as well. So this has been going on for some time. What else? We've spent some time really getting to know this person as well. Guarded. Someone's got a guarded heart. Is that you? Have you got your heart guarded still? Have they got the heart guarded? You might want to notice that. If you've got your heart guarded toward this person until they make that change, there's something off in the energy there. And I'm not saying that you should open your heart up when there's something that's not quite right about it. And then we've got openness. So I would be open if independence. I would be open if they're independent. What is this? I would be. I've got my heart's guarded at the moment. I've got my heart set on this person, but my heart's closed down to them at the moment. It would be open if they were independent. So they're not independent at the moment. They're in something else, or they're tied up or connected with something else, but they're not independent. Waiting on change. Let's find out more. What else? Love who you are. You love who they are. They appear to love who you are. Someone that loves and accepts you as you are. You're divine, delightful, deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So you see that there could be wonderful things with this person. Wonderful life with this person. They seem to be delighted by you. They seem to be loving you properly, but not in relationship with you properly. Yeah. Okay, well, where is this headed? That sounds like it is your situation, or could be your situation. You might want to get that deeper dive to find out what's coming up next for you. I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to do it for the future. Where is this headed? Let's find out. We'll get some timelines out for that as well. Perhaps some guidance out for it too. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. And it's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with, And in that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video. When you click on that picture of a video, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it should do. So if this is where you're leaving me, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video and click all that stuff down there. It really helps me out. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. You chose the flower, then this one's for you, flowers. Let's do a past, present, future of your love life reading for you right now. So the past part of it is about long ago past, perhaps. It's not the past of your recent connection. It's something in your past that has some relevance to what's going on in your love life right now. And the present part, it's not just about what's going on right now, because you know that. It's the deeper stuff that's going on behind that, of course. And if you find that that past and the present part is your story, it could be a story, you might want to get the future part of it, which is going to be in a deeper dive. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get some cards out first about this reading, what it's all about. What is it all about for flowers? The Garden of the Night is the dark night of the soul. This is when we don't feel that good about ourselves. Okay. Dark night of the soul, you know, it's the gnarly stuff that comes out. It's the dark side, the shadow work. Synchronicity and freedom. Setting it, it's like perfect timing. So stuff shows up in perfect timing when it's time to free yourself. Or, what am I trying to say? Significant change comes about through synchronistic big changes in your life when you set yourself free from something, like change of a job or something like that, change of location. It feels like there's some shadow work to do to set yourself free, and it feels like it's really good timing to do that right now. Perhaps why you're watching this reading, perhaps why you need to know about this past and this present part of it. Let's see, we've got reflect. It's a time to reflect on things. This says, peer into the endless ocean and see what peers back. Getting mirror reflections peering back at you at the moment. Have you been resistant to change? Has there been some kind of a not wanting to focus on the darker aspects of yourself because you're scared of change, or you just don't want this change to happen? You know, you could be on the brink and you could be feeling it of setting yourself free from something. It's like, oh, not again, I don't want to move again, or I don't want to change my job again, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's focus on your past now. So flowers, sometime in flowers past that has a significance in the love life at the moment. So something that's happened in the past to flowers that has significance to what's going on or not going on in the love lives right now. So, I know what we're going to do now. We're going to focus on periods of great change in your life. I can feel it. Okay, 5 of Wands. So, competitive streak. When you had a competitive streak, and perhaps this competitive streak in you was part of your dark side. You might have turned away from it since, but when you had this competitive streak, it had you making a change in your life and going for something that you wanted, but it was kind of out of ego. But you did it anyway, and you grew from that. And yeah, you might have be shut down from that now, going, oh, I'd never get into that competitive kind of a thing again. It's just not me anymore. But it instigated change. It feels like it instigated change in your life back then. Tell us more. 2 of Cups. What's this? 4 of Cups. Yeah, you know, it led to disappointment, but you also had some red hot lover kind of thing. This is a period in your life when you stepped up, when you did realize you wanted more for yourself, but it came from a competitive kind of a nature inside of yourself, and you're like, I'm going to get more than this. It's from an ego kind of thing. You might have been going for more materially or something like that, or going for a higher job, going, I deserve more than that. You know, there's some kind of it wasn't aligned with your soul kind of thing, but it kind of was, because you needed these lessons. But around that same time as you were going for that more, that perhaps riches or something like that, something shiny, some bling, you had a love offer came in. It was a significant love offer. You thought, this is it, this is it, this is the one. But then it led to disappointment, maybe quite fast. Let's find out more about this. It's intriguing. Something is tickling me. Five of Wands. So you're making new choices. You're kind of confused about those choices, but it feels like that when you got the ball rolling, when you had clarity on that, it all started moving forward. Right. So this was a period in your life when you might have thought, like, I need a better job than this. I deserve way more than this. I've got this, all of these things going for me. I have these qualifications, they're not paying me enough, and you get that competitive kind of a thing. Or it might not be in a job, it might have been just like the way of life or whatever. It's like, I deserve more than this, I'm moving on from this thing, but very competitive thing behind it. Now, you might have been confused by these choices, like, is this for me, is this not for me? But as you were making those choices, as soon as you stepped into that, everything started flowing for you. You got great clarity, says the Muse of Voices. So it seemed to work for you. Making choices from this competitive ego place seemed to work for you. It's like, well, things are working out for me now. The right job and the right thing. And it's like, but all of this stuff is happening for me. That's the universe saying, yes, you're right. You're right, flowers. You do deserve more. Here, have this. So you got this great job and you got this great place, and then this lover shows up that's on a whole new level, and you're like, now everything's working out for me now. And you might have thought, oh, now I've stepped into abundance, I've stepped into this new energy, it's all working out for me, and this is going to stick around because I've got it now. It's like I had this major aha, and when I got into that energy, everything started working out for me. So I understand the key to my life now and the key to success and all of this. It didn't stick around now, did it? It didn't stick around. There was something in that energy and there was nothing in that energy. There was something and nothing in that energy. There was something important, let's put it this way. There was something important about some of the choices you made. There was also something about those choices that you made. There was something about the way that you chose, which was right. There was something right about this competitive nature. Perhaps that you're realizing that you're worthy of more and stuff like that. But there was something about that as well. The way that you went around it and the energy that you had, there was something very right about that. And there was something about it too. What's behind this? It's growth and home. So you had this new experience. The universe cheered you on, saying, yes, she's made a move. So you get the gift and you get the challenge, and you get it rather quickly this time. You got it rather quickly. So there were changes in your home, and then you had this rapid growth at the time. Very good. You had the confirmation from the universe that you were choosing right. And you were. It was a step up, absolutely. A relationship came in around that time, and you're just like, I cannot stop winning. Like, everything is going my way. This must be it. But then it was disappointing. It didn't stick around. I don't think many of the things that you had back here stuck around. Someone walked away from you, and like, how can this be? I get into this good energy, I feel worthy, and then I get something that I'm worthy of, and then it walks away from me. What's that about? I think you're experiencing this time has you scared to move on now. I think you're going through something similar here, and you're scared of your dark side because you're recognizing, oh, I think I did the wrong thing back then. You didn't do fully the wrong thing. No matter what decision you make, there's going to be gift and challenge from it. You didn't do the wrong thing. Things wouldn't have flowed for you if you did the wrong thing, right? There was something right about those decisions, but I think this is learning from this past thing of what was right about your change of energy and what was a little bit misguided, a bit too much from competition or ego or something like that. Because it's not cut and dry, it's not black or white. It has masculine energy, so it was the masculine energy that walked away. Right. So it was the masculine energy that decided it wasn't for him and walked away. Short-lived, some kind of a short-lived relationship. And it seems so right, and it might have taken you a long time to get over this. But you might not be over it yet, in that you might still be telling yourself a story. When I get into this, I deserve more, and when these major life changes happen, these synchronous things, I don't like who gets reflected back to me. It didn't stick around. This person could also have been quite competitive. They could have also been making better decisions for themselves. I deserve someone better than that. And then you come into the life and you're better than that. But it could have been quite challenging for them, so they decided to walk away. There's ego around this. Not fully ego. You were in a bit of ego, they were in a bit of ego. But it has you scared now. I think this still has you scared now of the choices that you made, and of kind of the other shoe dropping. Like, if things work out for me like this again, what if it's still not true? What if it's like gets whipped away from me again? What if I find out, like, you might have, when this person walked away, you might have thought, well, they're all ego. Yeah, I think it was an ego decision that they made in the first place, that they realized, oh, that's not really right for me. You know, when we make a decision based on ego, right, and we go for that blingy thing or whatever, and then we're like, oh, it's not what it's cracked up to be after all. Those are the short-lived stuff, right? And so what we've got here is a short-lived relationship because it was an ego choice for someone. Now, when they walked away, you might have just said, like, well, they're all ego. They're all ego. And, you know, why did I go for someone like that? But they weren't all ego. They weren't. But the reason they walked away was the ego stuff, or what came before it. So you might be scared now of making a choice in your love life because you don't trust this reflection. You don't trust yourself to make changes. You don't trust yourself that it's not ego. And you're kind of worried that you're going to choose another ego person if you raise up your energy to choose something better for you. Now, going back to this past thing, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. You must let go of resentment. So you resented this person for walking away from you. Emotions were important in this connection. Perhaps the emotional aspect wasn't there for them. Perhaps you weren't emotionally connecting with this person. Perhaps they weren't emotionally aware kind of a person. And you realized, oh, I chose them with my ego kind of thing. And it seemed like it was the right person for me, but we couldn't connect emotionally properly. I think that this past relationship had a lot going for it, but I think it also had stuff that wasn't going for it, pretty much like every relationship. So yeah, pretty much like every relationship. What else? What else can we find out about this past thing? Okay. Honor your feelings. So you were honoring your feelings at the time of manifestation of this. Felt like something was missing in your life. You're like, I deserve better than this, and you were manifesting it. Then he spoke you all into being. There was something very serendipitous about this connection. Something that you spoke, something you were manifesting. There was something about this person that they were a complete match to a lot of things that you were manifesting in your life. You spoke it into being, and you're like, this is my person, because there's so much serendipity about it, and they've got this, this, and this about them, and that's what I've been asking for, and all of that. So you're like, they were sent. Gemini, it could have been a Gemini as well. They were sent to me. But assess the situation. You might have been trusting in this because of the serendipity, and it obviously was a serendipitous connection. This was a big relationship for you, even though it's short-lived. You weren't assessing the situation, or you needed to assess the situation more than you were. You didn't see it for what it truly was. This was like a lesson in your learning how to step into full abundance of full self-worth and stuff like that without the ego stuff. And what happens if you add the ego stuff, and yeah, all of that. Does that make sense? I hope it's making sense of some past thing with what I'm saying here that you've been through, because it feels like it was difficult for you to get over this. It was a very fun relationship that you had. There was so much going for it. I think that you thought this was your person, that this was your happily ever after person, and it might have been very shocking to you when they walked away and when they decided that they didn't want it. Maturity. So there's a maturity about it too. It had a lot going for it, this relationship. But it also had an initiator, a manifestational initiator thing that wasn't right, that was ego about it on both sides. Not just them, and you too. What else? True love. You thought it was true love. Had some really good times with this person. Romance. It was very romantic as well. Oh, both of you were in it right from the start kind of thing. So it might have started off very fast. I think you were what you were both asking for. Perhaps you were both master manifestors, and I think you both were the answer to each other's things, but then it turned sour. It turned sour because the ego, so the fearful part of yourself, had asked for something, and it wasn't truly what you wanted. What else? Listen with your heart. You're listening, but you need to hear with a loving heart. So it wasn't right for your heart, but there was a lot of things about that relationship that seemed right. The emotional connection wasn't there. I'm feeling it. The emotional connection was, there was something lacking in that emotional maturity or something like that. But there was a lot of maturity. I mean, it was a good relationship, but short-lived. Okay. So leaving that in the past, what is going on in your love life now that pertains to that? What has that got to do with what's going on in your love life at the moment? So what's going on in Flower's love life at the moment? What's going on in Flower's love life at the moment? How long ago was that for you? It's kind of reminding me of a relationship I had maybe 8 years ago. What's going on in your love life right now? You have Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Wow. So there you are, your energy. You're quite stable and you're quite open in your heart as well. So since this past time, when you go into the relationship, you've got way more stability for yourself. So you're way more in your abundance and stability and all of that. And your heart as well. Your heart knows what you want more. You're more receiving. You're receiving more than you were back then as well. So you really have grown since this past point. And so whatever's happening or not happening in your love life, it's got something to do with these two aspects of yourself at the moment. Tell us more. What's going on in Flower's love life at the moment? Ace of Wands. Woo! You got something exciting starting off here. It could be very lusty. Ace of Wands. So someone is turning you on, or someone has lit your eyes up and you're like, ooh, damn. Okay, you could be quite resistant to them as well because of this past experience. Am I choosing them with my heart, or is this my ego again? You could be asking yourself that. So tell us why the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles is here. About the moon, something about moon cycles. That card does that a lot. It jumps about, flips around, shows me itself and gets back in there. Something to do with moon cycles. Anyway, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Tell us why the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles is here. Tower. What do you mean? A surprise for the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, yes! A love offer. Whoa, okay, so you guys, Ace of Emotions and the Ace of Wands, you've got someone new here. Surprise. Surprising you, the Tower. As you're in this place of stability with your heart open, you're ready. Someone comes in right now, or right now you just met someone, or someone is like turning you on or lighting your eyes up, or you're focused on someone at the moment. It's a recent thing. This isn't someone you've been focused on for a while. And you're like, oh, I can feel something happening down there, kind of thing with the Ace of Wands. Very unexpected. What's behind this is ascension and movement into balance. So you've moved yourself into balance. You're more in balance than you've ever been. And ascension means that you're high vibing as well. You've got a lot going for you at the moment, and then someone comes in. Yeah, and that could be, you know, this Garden of the Night. It's like, oh, am I choosing badly again? Is this a true reflection of me? I was getting a reluctance to change kind of thing. So you could be fearful of choosing this person because they remind you of the past person, perhaps, or you're fearful that you're choosing them in the same way. Perhaps because they have things in common with that person from the past. Anyway, tell us why the Ace of Wands here. There's a lot of lust going on here. So if there was a lot of lust going on in that connection, you might be thinking, oh no, is it another one of these? What's the Ace of Wands here for? The Chariot, fast moving. So this is like an instant kind of a lusty kind of a thing as well. Perhaps that's what went on in the past too, and it might have you fearful. Two of Inspiration, Two of Materials. Got to weigh things up. I've got to slow this down. I've got to weigh things up. I've got to make some good choices for myself. You're afraid of choosing this person. That's what it is. You're afraid of rushing in and choosing this person. It's like, oh, I've got to decide. I've got to decide. What you're trying to decide, the reason that you're so in that is because you want to make sure it's not one like this again. You want to make sure you're not, and they're not choosing you from the ego, you're not choosing them from the ego, that it's not going to be a short-lived thing that leaves you wrecked again like that. This could be a very important person coming in your life, into your life right now, that's really going to remind you of this past and scare you because of it. You're going to want to like choose and 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 like keep away from them while you're deciding, and really slow things down because it reminds you of that past person. Now, it's good that you've come out as the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles at first, because this is saying your energy has changed completely from back then. You're like Five of Wands. You're like practicing like a student. That's a student energy, right? Queen of Cups and Queen of Pentacles is very different. You've got very different energy now. So why be scared? Like, acknowledge that. You've got very different energy now, don't you? You're way more stable, way more in your heart, way more receptive, way more open to receiving and all of that. Totally different place. Choosing from a totally different place. So what's behind this? I think it's still going to be sexual energy. So that's that last, it's like, oh God, what if this is just an ego thing again? Scared of it because you're so attracted to them. Have you met this person already? Is this... Because I'm like, I can't get whether you've just met this person, they've just come into your life, or whether what, or I don't know. Or if it's about to happen, this. If it's not happened already, it's about to happen. And perhaps you needed to know about this first so that you don't run a mile from them. Healing. This could be a healing relationship for you. This could have that whole, how everything worked out kind of thing. Everything could start working out around this person too. When you choose this person, it could be so in alignment. But again, because of your past experiences, that could scare you as well. It's like, yeah, well, it all was in alignment that time too. Or so it seemed. You were just leveling up. You were leveling up last time. You needed to go through that experience to get where you are now. And maybe this experience that you're going to have now, you're leveling up for a new one in the future. Or maybe it's one that's going to stick around. I can't tell you what your lessons will be, because we're all here for different amounts of lessons even, you know. Anyway, this is a healing relationship for you. Release your blocks. You have so many blocks to it there. So much resistance to this relationship. So much resistance, perhaps to even acknowledging that you're attracted to this person. You're just like, nah. Could just be completely closed down. You're going to have to release those blocks to let this person in. It feels like you should let this person in. I mean, got really good cards here. Trust. A lack of trust. So you've got a lack of trust. It's about trust issues there. So the past that past relationship has caused you trust issues, not just of people. It's not just their behavior. It's of you choosing, and of like, and distrust of the universe too. It's like, well, yeah, it all worked out last time. It all seemed to flow, and there was just so much serendipity about it all that it seemed like it was my person. And it was your person. It wasn't your forever person, but it was your person. So you need to trust again. Trying to protect yourself, huh? Friendship. This could be someone who is a friend, who started out as a friend. But we've got the Tower here. This is someone coming in all of a sudden. So it's a very recent thing. If they're in your life already or it's about to happen. Could come through friends. One more card out. Get some clues about this. Because I'm really not getting whether it's happened to you or it isn't. Could be a very influential person as well. They could have some kind of power. Be a boss kind of an energy. Kind of emperor energy, maybe. No, we're not getting their energy in this. How interesting. It's all about you. Well, Ace of Wands. I guess that's their energy. Ace of Emotions. Someone swooping in, coming to claim you. Is what it feels like. What else in the current moment? Letting go. Letting go of the past. This could be when you fully get over that one in the past. And I think you might have made that out to be all wrong. And it wasn't. It just wasn't, you know. It was a big step up. It was a big step up for you, and you learned so much from it, and it's got you to where you are now. There's a fear of inadequacy here. So it's this one, is it? Okay. Now, you might have recalled a previous pick a card read that I did that was all about this card, about someone at a whole new level for you. It might have something to do about that because I'm really getting vibes of that. So that was a whole new level for you. This one's a whole new level for you. In that reading, I was talking about a fear of inadequacy, about someone who is always choosing, always at the top of the rung, like, done all the work on themselves and all of that, and always choosing someone that's below them, saying, come up this way. It's really nice up here. Instead of realizing that she too is at the bottom of another staircase, and she needs to get on that and be with her peers instead of trying to drag someone behind her, bring them up behind her. Now, this, when you stepped up, and the Five of Wands, I was getting a definite, you were stepping up, you were stepping into abundance, you were making a new decision for yourself. Five of Wands, you were stepping into that competitive thing of like, I deserve better than this, damn it. And you went for it, right? And things started working out for you. So you turned around, you're like, no more of this. No, I deserve much better than this. You turned around, you faced that new staircase, and you're like, I deserve to be here. And then everything started working, right? It's like a graduation to a new staircase. That's what you've got here. That's what you're going through here. Perhaps, if this isn't happening for you yet, perhaps that's all that needs to happen. You just go in, yes, damn it, I deserve a lot more. Now, why are you not doing that at the moment? Because what happened last time? You're like, oh God, but then I had this ego thing. Maybe it's just my ego saying I deserve a lot more. Maybe it's just my ego saying I deserve to be on the next staircase. And I know what happened last time. I don't go there again. So this whole thing could be like, they could be right there waiting to come in to surprise you. But you need to get into this I deserve a lot more energy, you know. Tell us more about the present. The flowers. It feels like you're right on the precipice of it, right? New love. Yeah, it's a new love. It's somebody new. Definitely somebody new. For those of you that are watching this going, oh, no, I've had my eye on them for ages. No, this is not your person. This is someone totally new. Perhaps your person that you've got your eye on at the moment is someone else that's down there, someone that you're trying to bring up. It's not that person. It's new. It's new. It's someone new. And you're going to get into this new energy to get into it. Appreciate this moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. Every situation. It was last time, it is now. Go for it. You're going to learn and grow from this no matter what. And this could be a really good relationship for you. This is your person, so go for it. It feels to me like some of you need to stop looking back at someone that's down there. Let them go, the one that's inadequate for you. Get into that energy that you were in before, but it's going to be slightly different this time because you're way more stable and way more open now. And you turn around to your next staircase and go, you know what? I do deserve more. I deserve more now. And I think as soon as you get into that, you've got someone new coming in here. They could be in your life already and you might notice them, but it's going to be big. Ace of Emotions and the Ace of Wands, you've got a lot of sexual chemistry here. It's going to be fast. When it starts, it's going to be fast. And you're going to be quite reluctant because you've got blocks to this. This is an influential person and could be around your friendship group as well. You've got a lack of trust in it, but you've got a lack of trust at the moment, but I think, yes, you need to get into this relationship. So if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive to find out the future part. I'm just going to do the same again for the future. What's coming up for your flowers? Let's find out. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. You need to type your email address in very carefully because if you get that wrong, you're not going to receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell, this one's for you. Shells, let's find out about your love life, past, present, and future. Now, the past part, shells, is going to be perhaps something long ago. It's something that's happened in your past. It's not the past of your current relationship. It's a past, something that happened in your past that has something to do with your love life right now. And the present part of it is about what's going on in your love life right now, but it's, you know, the deeper stuff behind that, not just the mundane stuff. And the future part of it is going to be in the deeper dive. So if you find that this is your story, it could be a story of the past and the present, then you might want to get the future part of it to find out what's coming in for you. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get some general cards out first. Wow. To find out what this reading is all about. And, yeah, then we'll get into it. Okay, so sharing your wisdom that you've gained, perhaps enough to teach it, a time to walk alone, about being alone, about being single, about being alone, sharing your wisdom, time to walk alone, what you've learned from singlehood, what you've learned by being single, and so much so that you could teach it. That's what it's about. Let's get more into it. Nature. About who you are and about your true nature and what you're really like and being your true self and all of that. Being authentic, the authentic you. Of course, all of that stuff we find out when we're by ourselves, right? We don't find that through other people. Well, when we're around other people, we're vibrational beings. So when we're around other people, we tend to kind of meld ourselves into them a little bit. Take things on from them. Our accents change slightly. We feel a little bit different. We think that we're a bit like them. And, you know, start eating the same stuff as them. And even vibrating, you know, our brain waves, they get in sync and all kinds of waves. Because we're vibrational beings and it happens when we're around other people. Prudence. Don't be lured by the siren's song. So you might be really prudent. You might be single, so much so you could teach the stuff that you've learned about yourself in that, and be very wary of getting into a relationship, very prudent about it, very picky. Okay, that's what the reading's about. So, past. Tell us about a significant point in Shell's past that has a bearing on what's going on in the love life right now, or what's not going on in the love life right now. I think it's about what's not going on in your love life right now, because there's a big single vibe around this. There's too many. Tell us significant point in Shell's past Why are you getting so many cards out? A significant point in Shell's past that has, there you go, has some significance on what you're going through right now. Okay, starting out with the Six of Swords, what a powerful card to start out with. This has got a single kind of an energy. It's when you got yourself out of trouble, when you got yourself out of choppy waters, when life was hard for you and you got yourself out. You got yourself out of it. So very single energy there. We're talking about a time in the past when things weren't going great for you, but you got yourself out of it by yourself. For yourself, by yourself, that kind of thing. Perhaps the biggest shifts in your life, perhaps this happens for all of us, have happened when you've been single and you've done it yourself. Feels to me like you're in that energy at the moment and you're shifting. Tell us more. So, a significant point in Shell's past when this Six of Swords happened, when they were getting themselves out. You walked away from something and it was a very painful ending, but you were brave and you did that. So you left something behind or someone behind, some kind of an emotional thing. You did a big walk away. Yeah, this is like leaving a marriage or something like that. Very painful ending. But it landed you in the ship, really, and in the choppy waters, but then you picked yourself up from there. You didn't hold on to something here. You weren't afraid of that painful ending. You let go of something and you sorted yourself out. Good on you for doing that. Took a leap of faith there for yourself and by yourself, and you did it. So tell us the Six of Swords. Good for you. Kind of reminds me, like, well, I gave up everything at the same time. I moved countries. I got divorced, moved countries, quit my corporate job, started a business. I did it all at once. Right, so the Muse of Materials. This is the King of Pentacles. So you're around someone very stable. Seemed to be wish fulfillment, but you broke free from that. So yeah, I think I'm talking here about, well, we could be talking about, you could have been married or in a very stable kind of a relationship. Other people would have said, you're crazy. Like, you're not going to get better than that person. What are you doing? Like, giving up, like, they're a good man or whatever. They're a good person. They're stable. Like, they're not cheating on you or anything. What the hell are you doing? They should be a wish fulfillment. And you're like, no, there's more to life than this. I need to go off. And you did. You went off. You did it. Headed toward deeper wishes that you had for your life. Stability wasn't it, was it? You wanted the bag of chips too. You wanted much more than that. Or your soul was calling you. You didn't know what it was, but you're like, I know that there's more to life than this. I'm able to get the hell out of that. Teaching. So you learned. Oh, you wanted to learn more. Or teaching. Isn't it interesting how that sharing your wisdom came out? You're on a wisdom path here. Everything that you've been through in your life is a wisdom path for you. So you walked away. Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords. Give me the Fool card now. It feels like that. It feels like the Fool card energy. It feels like the, or strength. Eight of Emotions. Same. Fool card or strength. Tell us why the Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords. Eight of Cups is here. You walked away. So you did. Nine of Voices. Wow, you were speedy about it too. No hanging about. You were like, the whole world is in front of me. I am planting my seeds. I am tending to the environment. I'm going to learn. There's more to life than this. I need to invest in myself, is what you said. I am off on this new journey. Knight of Voices, by myself, making quick decisions. I'm doing this. This cycle has ended. It just felt like an ending, didn't it? It's like I've got to plant new seeds somewhere else. And I don't know. The world, the whole world is at my doorstep. People are saying to you, oh, but you're never going to get someone as good as this. And you're like, watch me, just watch me. But did you get someone better than that? Psychic development, there's just new deep down inside. And it was grounded as well. It wasn't just like woo-woo, like there's something out there for me. It was fully grounded. You had that. Yes, it was woo-woo, it was, but it was grounded too. You just knew it deep down, You just knew it deep down. So off you went. Wow. Good for you. By yourself, hey. Okay. Right. So you were in a relationship that was quite critical. You were criticizing each other. This was someone that loved you for who you are, wanted you to change and all of that. Now, you weren't sure about your future at all. It was the only time will tell card that came out. So, but you decided to take a chance on yourself, right? And passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. So you had this magnetism because of it. You were taking chances. You had that full energy. People want to be around that. It's very inspirational when people take leaps of faith like that. You were scaring some people. You were inspiring other people. You could have been very attractive at the time to people as well. So there was kind of feedback from the universe and other people that you weren't going to be alone forever, kind of thing. People were attracted to you. It doesn't feel like you had any significant relationship there, but you had relationships. So you were attending to the details and you were quite relaxed about it. So you were just like, oh, I'm going to live my life, you know? That's good. Attending to the details. So you weren't taking it lightly, but you were quite relaxed about it. There was an inner knowing about you that you were allowed to do this, that you needed to do this for yourself. Big change you had in your life there, hey? So you left behind a very stable relationship. You had kind of short-term relationships, and that was enough for you. Still attractive kind of thing, you know, and all of that. Seeking forgiveness. So a fair bit of guilt you had on your back then. It's your forgiveness that is, yeah, you copped it. It was a painful ending for you, not because it caused you pain, but because of the flack that you took for it. That caused you pain. Does that make sense? So it's not like, oh, it ripped your heart out to do it. It was more like all the disruption caused you a lot of pain, and you took guilt with you as a result of that. So it might have taken you quite some time to forgive yourself for all of that, for the disruption that you caused. Romance. But you had romance, like you had short-term relationships around you that were romantic. So your journey was kind of eased by what feels like short-term romances, you know? Kind of nice. What else? Self-worth. You stepped up in your self-worth, yes. You did. You decided that you wanted more than that. There's more to life than this. And so you were leveling up in a way. Using. It's kind of like, this again has got that feeling that I got from the forgiveness card too, is that people turned against you. Like, who were you to make good decisions for yourself like that? Who were you to have more? Like, you know, like you've been using everyone else. The people that you were leaving behind, you just used them. I think you copped a lot of flack for this, but you knew you deserved more. While you were doing it too, you were irresistible to other people. So I was getting this romance, yes, you annoyed some people, but there's some people, you know, you had that feedback from the universe. It's like, yeah, these people aren't forgiving you, but look at these people, they're loving you now. And so you had that feedback from the universe to keep going, you know, that it was good. People were loving you. People were loving you better than you've been loved before. So this romance was nicer. It was lighter than that heaviness of that relationship. And so you were spending quality time with people, and it was better quality time than you had spent with others. So if you got out of a marriage, then you were in like light kind of relationships that felt good, and they were being loving, and they were doing things for you, and you felt loved by them. This doesn't have to all be about romance as well. You could have had like better friendships and stuff because of it, deeper friendships and all of that. So you're spending quality time with people as a result of it. Even back then, even at the start, while you were going through these painful endings. You leveled up. You were leveling up, and you were heading out by yourself into the unknown. So what's going on in your love life right now? Are you doing the same thing now? Let's see. Oh, we got deception came out straight away. The 7 of Swords. You're deceiving yourself, or someone's deceiving you? Someone's trying to deceive you? What's going on? What's going on right now for shells? It has something to do with this past stuff. What's going on for shells right now that has to do with this past stuff? reminiscing about the past. Six of Cups. How you fooled yourself? I don't know. Tell us more. Six of Cups. What? Eight of Pentacles. The work that you put into things and reaping the results. So, past energies, reminiscing on the past, when you put work into things and reap results from it. So the past, again, it's referring right away to the past. Six of Swords, when you got yourself out of the choppy waters, when you set out by yourself into the unknown, you're reminiscing on that, of the work that you put in and reaping results from that. But Seven of Swords, why do we have the Seven of Swords here? Eight of Materials again. Okay, why do we have the Seven of Swords here? The Sun. The Sun is about happiness. Eight of Materials, there's a lot of work to be put in. Muse of Voices is the King of Swords, about having a lot of clarity. So, I think now you're at this turning point. Now you're at this point where you could be stepping out by yourself again into a whole new experience. But I think you might be questioning whether you're deceiving yourself about these past memories. Did it truly make you happy? Because you had a lot of work to put in, right? It took a lot of work. And did it truly make you happy? Well, it did make you happier. It did. You leveled up. You had better stuff around you straight away. But no, you didn't get your happily ever after directly after it. No, you didn't. There was a lot more. And now you could be wondering, am I deceiving myself here? Am I putting myself through all turmoil and change? Putting all of this work in, and then pretty much I'm left in the same place with the same amount of happiness. I think you could be asking yourself that, or wanting to get clarity on that now, is like, is it worth all the turmoil? Was it worth all the turmoil? Is it worth all the turmoil? Is it worth putting all of this work in? Did it truly make me happier? Am I going to make myself happier if I do this? Am I going to get what I want this time? I think you might be looking pessimistically on the past of the changes that went on, and it feels like a very positive thing to me, this. It feels very positive. So yes, of course you are happier. Perhaps you're not remembering the bit before that clearly enough. How unhappy you were before that. What's behind this? Movement into balance. So you're more balanced now. You're more balanced now. You got more balance from this. You're more balanced now. It could be time to step up again, I think. Tell us why the Six of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles is. But I'm remembering all the hard work behind it, or everything that I put myself through. The starting again, or starting again. It could be that energy. Yeah, you could be like, oh, I'm too old to start again. But I think you might be headed into the unknown by yourself. Yeah, look at all the anxiety. So you're not in a good place at the moment, because you're like, oh, do I have to start out again, go through all that change, put all that work in? Was I that much happier as a result? I don't know. Go through all that pain again. Awakening. You know, the fresh start. Two cards of pain, 9 and 10 of Voices. A lot of anxiety there. Is it worth it? Is it that much different what's on the other side of it that I'll awaken to go through a significant amount of shift again in my life by myself? Now I'm single again, and recognizing this energy, it's time to shift. Okay, what's behind this? Emotional release. Are you happy right now? Is there a shake-up that's required in your life? Are you ready to head out into the unknown? I don't think you are ready to head out into the unknown, but I think you're recognizing that there's an unsettled energy. It's the wind of change kind of thing. The wind just blew, And that's what it is. It's like Chocolat, you know, that movie where the wind blows and she's like, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. It feels like it's time to move on. Time to walk alone. You're like, do I have to go through it again? I'm really settled. Did it make me that much happier to move on before? Whew, what's going on in your present at the moment? Tell us more. Perhaps you've not got around you what it is that you truly want around you. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Do you have all that your heart truly desires at the moment or not? I don't think you do. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. You do deserve it all. I think you've got a shift coming. I think you've got a shift coming, and I think you've got to go it alone while you head into this shift. And I think you need to step in your power, because the card says so. Step into your power like you did that past time. Knowing, yes, I deserve this, I can handle it, I can do whatever it takes, I've got this. You remember the grounding and the psychic development. I just know there's something better out there for me. I don't think you've got that same knowing this time, but I think you need to get yourself to that same point of, I know that there's something better out there for me, and I can get myself there. Memories is coming up. There's so much memories in your present about these shifts. Perhaps you weren't thinking about all these shifts before, but now you are, because I told you about that past thing, and that's what you need to do. And it's about your self-worth. You deserve more than this. Is it time to move on again? You might have a lot of things that you want in your life at the moment, but you have everything. And is it time to move somewhere else or to something else? Is your worthiness saying that it's time to move on? Got a bad attitude? Well, what's it all for? Getting jaded, getting tired. You've got this jaded, tired energy. Like, too old for this kind of an energy, you know? You're not too old for it. You're never too old for it. But yeah, I think a bad attitude is coming up. Bad choices. Bad attitude, bad choices. It's like, well, I've not made the best choices in my life. Not all the time anyway. Now this time you did. Like, this is really positive. That is really positive. But now you're kind of considering change, feeling it coming up, and like very resistant to it. Well, it's not all it cracked up to be. A lot of people turned against me. Sure, I was a bit happy and I was around better people. Spent quality time, better time with better people. I think you're going to again. The only thing that's real is love. Shift your focus back to love. It might be time to get back on the relationship agenda again. Shift your focus back to that. The union of hearts, someone that's right for you. Perhaps there's a big shift in your life required to take you amongst the people that are your right choices. Just feel like change is coming in for you. Well, where is this headed? If that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story. You might want to get the deeper dive to find out where this is headed. What's coming in for you in the future? Yeah, let's find out. I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. So check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment and click on that subscribe button as well. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deep dive to find out what's coming up for you in the future, then I'll see you in there very shortly.